President Trump.
Yes, sir.
Why did you vote for him?
Because I was an idiot. 80% of the evangelical Christian people were lied to, if you really want to know the truth, and that's exactly what happened. They said criminal, and I believe criminals need to be off the street.
I just want to make sure people watching this understand who you are.
My wife and I, when we don't work, we're ministers. We help the needy. That's what we do.
When Trump supporters were voting for President Trump, they didn't realize that it was them that he was talking about throwing out of the country and cutting their Medicaid and cutting their food stamps and putting tariffs on their soybeans. Now they're starting to realize it and they're starting to regret it. Welcome back to the Spin Cycle, guys. I got 15 or 20 minutes here of voters regretting their vote for Trump. You're going to love this one, so stick around to the end, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, guys, if you like the Spin Cycle, go ahead and subscribe, share this with a friend, comment, and sign up for a membership if you really want to help us out. I love that the channel is growing. Thank you so much for watching, and with no further ado, here are your Trump voter regrets.
You told me that you voted for President Trump in 2024. Do you regret that decision? ¿Te arrepientes esa decisión?
Yes, 100%.
Why do you regret that decision?
That's because it's nothing that's true. It's not true. He say he go to catch the delincuentes. Criminals, yeah. And right now, he don't follow to criminals. He go to specific to Latino people. The DHS come specific to me and catch to me, not other people, because don't care to other people, specific Latino people.
Did you catch what he was saying there, guys? He's saying the DHS, they don't come to just any people. They come specifically to Latino people. They're racial profiling, which is against the law, but the Supreme Court has given Trump carte blanche and his Gestapo militia carte blanche to do whatever they want to whomever they want, and it's illegal, it's out of control. And when everything is done, and when Trump is dead and everything is done here, some of these people are going to go to prison for what they're doing. Mark my words. All right, guys, this next guy, he's a Trump supporter. He supported Trump, but he has a construction company, but now he's finding out that his imported labor, his imported inexpensive labor works a lot harder than the Native American white person. Have a listen.
I was a Trump supporter. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I have a construction company, and not a fucking thing is getting done. This is what I get. This is what I fucking get. Nothing but white boys. It takes 4 days to do a one-day job. I might have fucked up.
I just want to say I'm sorry. I voted for him and I thought he was going to help folks like me. Now they didn't cut off my food stamps, my Medicaid, everything. I don't know how I'm going to eat or pay for my medicine. I made a mistake.
So on this next one, guys, the brosphere that went big for Trump, Andrew Schultz and Joe Rogan and all those clowns, they're starting to regret their votes too. And, they're like, oh, we made a mistake. We screwed up. We didn't do our research, but, us smart people did.
I want him to shrink spending. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for. Yeah. I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that.
It's insane. There's two things that are insane. One is the targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers showing up in construction sites, raiding them, gardeners.
Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one, but he should be impeached and removed for this one.
She said something about that there was like thousands of hours of tapes of people doing horrible crimes.
There is. And didn't the FBI dude say that there was nothing?
Kash Patel said there's nothing you're looking for. Oh, okay. Or Just bomb Iran. And everybody forgets
Just
about
bomb Iran. Yeah.
Everybody forgets about it.
The only party right now that to me seems America first is the Democrat Socialist Party.
Yep.
Bernie is America first.
Hey, I voted for Donald Trump. And really starting to regret my vote because this isn't what I voted for. I voted for a lot more people to go to jail. I voted for a lot more politicians to be stripped of their power and put in prison for the crimes that they've committed against humanity. I voted for the Epstein list to come out. The full list. The full fucking list of every politician, every bureaucrat that had anything to do with those minors.
I just want to say to every American that's having trouble with this, I am sorry I voted for him. I regret it with all my heart. I feel like I've enabled this monster to destroy democracy, destroy everything that is good in this country.
We've got a very crazy man driving the train, and he's going to kill this country.
And Anthony, are you voting a straight up and down Democratic ticket?
Not only there, I am actually for the very first time contributing across the board, across the country. And I've never, ever written a check or spent any money on anything political because I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
I've been a lifelong Republican since the day I turned 18. For the first time in my life, I'm going to vote a straight Democratic ticket. Is if they're connected to Donald Trump, they are not connected to me.
So you now are no longer a Republican?
I am not, no.
Because of Donald Trump?
Because of Donald Trump. It was no longer the party that I joined. It's morphed into something that's almost unrecognizable.
You were a lifelong Republican.
Right.
If somebody had told you, say 15 years ago, that you are preparing to vote a straight up and down Democratic ticket in the midterms, you would have said what to them?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
So why are you now doing it?
To see Republicans not stand up to him, and the ones that do are just quitting.
I just think there's no values left anymore. There should be values. We have no values. He doesn't have any values. I thought he had values.
No, I'm definitely voting Democrat. I've been knocking on doors. I got a clipboard.
You're even canvassing.
I am canvassing for a Democrat in Wyoming.
Strongly you feel.
I believe hardly anything the president says, but I do believe he's a danger to this country and to our democracy. I'm going to fight every day.
This is how it went.
No, you can't stay there, and I'm sure you will fight.
Very happy and excited that Trump won. As far as financially, obviously nothing's really changed. We're still under the Biden administration, but I know that it is coming.
And this is how it's going.
So I admit, I regret my vote for Donald Trump. I regret it because I needed these changes sooner. I needed the prices to go down sooner so that I didn't drain out my bank account.
Yeah, you regret your vote. And you know what? You're saying that you regret your vote. You're on video here crying your eyes out because you learned the hard way that Donald Trump does not mean lower prices for you. He, again, stated over and over and over again that he was going to do blanket tariffs. We told you he was going to raise prices. You guys said, no, we don't know what we're talking about.
If you could say anything to President Trump now, what would you say?
I expected better from you. I really did. I expected that you would do what was right and cut waste and fraud and all of those things that you promised us before we elected you in office, but you're not doing that. You're creating a disaster, and I don't know what America is going to look like if this continues.
Did you ever think that your job would be impacted in a Trump administration?
No, absolutely not.
Jennifer Piggott was abruptly fired from her job at the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service here in Parkersburg, West Virginia, along with 124 other probationary employees. She voted for Donald Trump and thought her government job would be safe.
But to cut the knees out of the working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's what's the checking account look like, babe? We went through our list of items on our budget and said, what can we get rid of? And we've gotten rid of all of those things, including cable. I had my last review on the 31st of January, and I had the highest rating that you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
On top of losing her job, Jennifer is facing backlash from both Democrats and Republicans for speaking out. She's received death threats and more.
Our home's been egged. You know, they've hacked my Instagram and posted horrible things about my deceased mother.
Maybe y'all saw the news out of Nebraska today. Our state has, in fact, gone bankrupt. Due to his tariffs and the loss of all of our migrant farm workers, our state has lost over $500 million. It's so bad that Governor Pillen had to call and ask him for a bailout, and we don't know if he's going to give it to us. My husband and I did used to own a farm here in Nebraska, and thanks to the loss of all the workers, we went bankrupt, and bankruptcies in our state overall are at a record high right now. It's still just so weird to me because we all voted red. Nebraska, every county, every district overwhelmingly voted red, and that seems to have been the reason that we're all out of business now. And that just doesn't make that much sense to me. If you vote for a party, shouldn't they protect you? Shouldn't they pass policies that will help you stay out of bankruptcy? And it's not just the farms, but the whole state is going under because we voted red. When you're a farming family like mine.
So that woman is obviously finding out how exactly politics work in the U.S. The politicians, especially the Republican Party, but the Democrats too, they pander to the voters, but then they make policies for their donors. That's what Trump's doing. That's what Joe Biden did. Trump is just not hiding any of it. He's, out front at least stealing from the people and, making his friends and his kids and his family and Melania filthy, filthy, filthy rich. He's already made several $billion in the 1 year, 350 days or whatever he's been in office. This is politics, guys. What we have to do is get money out of politics. End Citizens United. So when you see a politician say, I want to get money out of politics, you vote for that politician. Number one politician that says that, who? Bernie Sanders. You've all been fleeced before. I know everybody who voted for Trump was fleeced once Sanders lost in 2016 to Hillary Clinton because the Democratic Party put all their weight and power against Bernie Sanders. Because let's face it, guys, the politicians, they don't want money out of politics. They love becoming millionaires while they're in office. Let's take, for example, Marjorie Taylor Greene. 5 years as a congressperson, not even that big of an office, and she went from having $750,000 in net worth to $25 million in net worth. That is life-changing, guys. $25 million. She's never going to have to work again. Why do you think she had no problem quitting? Not to mention she gets her congressional pension because she stuck it out for 5 years starting on January 6th, which is her full salary, $200,000 a year for the rest of her life. Yeah, ponder that for a minute. Okay, guys, I know you love watching these people regret their votes, but we need to vote smarter. We need to bring these people into the fold. The Democratic Socialist Party is a big tent party. The Democratic Socialist Party is the only party that is going to help you, the middle class, the little man. You heard that one guy say it in one of the earlier videos, and I'm telling you that now. We need to end Citizens United, brought to us by the Roberts Court. Yes, the current Supreme Court in 2010 passed Citizens United, which if you don't know what that is, look it up. It let unlimited funds go into campaign for campaign contributions, and now dark money just flows into campaigns. Politicians have no incentive to do anything for the people because they're getting all this money from Larry Ellison, Elon Musk. All these billionaires are just secretly putting money, and George Soros, they're secretly putting money through super PACs into these people's campaigns. And it's so deregulated that they could basically just pocket the money. Okay, guys, did you hear Donald Trump said interest rates are going to be down to 1% next year? If you didn't, watch this video here. And I will see you guys next time. Go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment, and get a membership if you want to be part of the spin cycle. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.